And today I just wanted to cover the Legion Go S. This is the Steam OS version that I have here. There's been a lot of information on the net, YouTube, and of all the features and stuff, so I'm not going to go into that. I actually just want to cover how it is to travel with, actually. So I just came back from Germany, was there for 2 weeks, and I traveled with this bad boy. Now, I do have the Asus ROG Ally. It was a decent machine, although traveling with it was a pain in the ass, and because you needed an internet connection and stuff, which you don't always have. However, what I ended up finding was that this kind of fit my needs much better. So let's jump into it. All right, so for comparison real quick, here's the ROG Ally, and then of course here's the Steam Legion Go Steam OS version here. It's beautiful purple, but you can kind of see the difference in sizes here. Obviously the Legion Go is a bigger machine. It's got a much bigger screen, it's 8-inch screen. And I gotta say, it's way more comfortable than the Asus ROG Ally. Although, when I put this little grip on here, this actually helped pretty good as far as the comfort goes. It's not too bad at all. I do like this machine. The problem I have with this machine is that most of the time when I turn this on, you have to go through a bunch of Windows updates, and I don't use it often enough, actually, to where I don't have to spend an hour doing updates, right? This is a handheld I usually like to travel with or sit on the couch and play, and I really don't want to go through a bunch of updates doing it. But also the other problem I have is that the LED lights here end up not working, which means that none of my buttons would actually work. So what I have to do is hook my controller up, which, okay, no problem. Now I have to carry a controller around. And then I needed my keyboard, so I have a little mini keyboard that I use, and I can log in and use the keyboard much easier on this because it is like a Windows device. And then I'll use my controller and just set this up on a stand, use my controller and play just fine. That works. And then after some time of this being plugged in, these keys will start working, automatically start working and stuff. So I've reset it, I've rebooted to normal and factory resets and stuff, and nothing ever really helped with this. Now I have a 2 terabyte in this, I have modded it. And other than that, it's been a decent machine, but not reliable at all. So I got tired of fooling with it. So then, of course, here comes the Legion Go. So right now you can see I just have it on standby. I love Steam OS. I just keep it on standby. If I'm using it, loads up your latest little intro screen that you may want to use. I just let it go through varying intro screens. But what I like about this, now this has been setting since 8 o'clock this morning on standby, and I'm down from 100% down to 72%. So battery life is really good. I like the buttons where you can just quickly change the brightness, because sometimes it'll turn the brightness down a little bit on itself. Audio is really quick as well. But just quick settings here, right? So you click this button here. Oops, sorry. It's top button, yeah, sorry. Top button here, and I can change my power mode. So right now I have it in low power mode, but you can easily switch it, balance, performance, custom, and all that. You probably already know this stuff, but I like the fact that I can do this. Now when it comes to gaming offline, I come over here to the, the settings, and see, system, check for updates. I actually just updated it 7 hours ago. Where is it at? Enter offline mode. It's as easy as that. Now, what I have noticed, now I normally can connect to the internet, at your hotel, right? So not a big deal. But for those that haven't bought this yet or haven't ran across this situation, is when you try to connect to some internets, it makes you pull up this automatic browser that you click all on, that, your stuff could be looked at, blah, 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 to be able to use their free internet. Now, with, say, the Asus ROG, no big deal. It's Windows base. It pulls up Chrome or Windows Explorer, and you're ready to rock and roll. This one wants to pull up Firefox. Well, I didn't have Firefox downloaded. So I was like, crap. It kept wanting to pull that up, and I couldn't figure out how to switch it to default to Chrome. So if you know, let me know, or put it in the comments, and so everybody knows. But doesn't really matter. I was trying to do that, but that's just something I ran across. So I just hit enter offline mode, went to offline mode, and then all my game saves and stuff will be, of course, to this device. And then when I come home, it'll upload, my progress and stuff to the Steam network whenever I get onto a network, right? I played a ton of Dismantle. This was a lifesaver, actually, for me to play in the hotel. I ended up getting stomach flu and stuff for 3 days, which I couldn't play anything at that point. But on the weekend, I stayed around on the weekend indoors just to prevent myself from getting sick again. And this thing came in clutch. So I like the dependability of this. Yes, if you're playing, say, Dismantle, in this case, one of my favorite games to play, I usually would just use balance mode, and it runs fine. High FPS with that, and rock and roll, right? But other, higher-end games, maybe Dirt 5, MotoGP 25, games like that, it takes a lot more power, and you would hear the fans and stuff kick on. I don't get hot with the fans because it's blowing away from you, and it's sucking in air. Where's it sucking in air? Sucking in air from the backside and blowing out. So I don't feel any heat on me, which is good. But the other thing is that it's very comfortable to hold. So with the heat dissipation, you will hear the fans just screaming, but it's not enough to distract me from my gameplay. And generally I'm using headsets like my Apple AirPods or something, and so I don't even hear the fan anyway. So but I don't feel it in the device, which is nice. But the ergonomics of this is probably the best I've experienced here. It's really big for us bigger hand Texan people. And so, yeah, I really do like the ergonomics. It feels very comfortable. I can hold this for hours in a hand. I don't feel like I need to carry a Xbox controller with me like I did with this one. This one, it got uncomfortable after about an hour, 30 minutes. And I just really wanted to use a controller because it's just a lot more comfortable, right? But this one, I don't feel like I need a controller at all. So when it goes to traveling, all I travel with is this. And I put it in this case. I'll put the link in the description below. This is just off of Amazon. Just to show you the case real quick, it holds the Legion Go just fine. It wasn't made for the Legion Go. It was made for the Legion Go S. It was just made for the Legion Go. But folds on down. Kind of watch your little trigger right there, and then you can put your your charger right in here. Zip it up and let it go. I have noticed that the zipper would come a little bit, let me get the camera up, a little bit unfrayed here at certain times, and then you'd have to unzip it and zip it back in, and then it was fine. But that's the only thing I noticed, but it hasn't dropped anything out. But all I carry is the charger, of course, the unit itself, and yeah, rock and roll with it, right? So pretty cool. Now, if you want to carry a dock and stuff like that to hook up to the TV, that's of course obviously extra things you want to do. But I actually just carry my glasses here, my extra glasses, and plug it in, which I really like this because unless you got the new AOG Ally X that has I think the extra USB port on here. When you have the OG, you don't have that port. So I can charge with this one and then go out to any device, a monitor, or say my glasses in this case, and play for hours on hours, right? So I literally played this for a long, long time, just in each setting because it was so comfortable to use and I was having so much fun playing it. And yeah, you can just rock and roll with it. So I was playing Dismantle, like I said, quite a bit. Also played MotoGP 25 and other games as well. But when you go to offline mode, everything works just fine, syncs up just fine because you're in offline mode. It works. It just works, which is nice. So yeah, pretty freaking cool here. Play a game. I'll just play something here. Just so you can see, but like I said, this was really, really good. and had a lot of fun playing this as well. Anyway, that's probably all I got to say about this experience with this Legion Go. Oh, I will mention that the triggers were fine. They were comfortable. I don't really use the switches for the long or the short. Hadn't really seen a need for it. I do like these keys back here. They are comfortable to use, and they fit right here where my middle fingers are. So it's easy to, say, utilize a function like the swing and stuff in this particular case on this game. The other one's not linked to anything, but you know, you can set your triggers to do whatever you want to do, right? But one problem I did have was that after an update or something, one of the updates, the LEDs did go off, like I'd already seen on some other YouTubers. And I just downloaded the other software. Let me see, it's called right here. It's called HueSync. Downloaded that HueSync software. Easy peasy. You can change the colors to be whatever you want, and yeah, just super easy to do. So I would suggest just downloading that anyways, just so you could change the colors. And right now I have, of course, as you see, streaming through different colors, which to me is a remnants of like the Asus ROG Ally, which I really did like that feature. These Hall sensors actually do feel better to me than the AOG or ROG, I'm sorry, Ally. The D-pad is bigger, which I like, than this one here. I haven't used the Ally X, so I don't remember if that got bigger or not, but this is bigger, so much better to use. And it has this little mouse here that you can move around, and I have it where it vibrates and stuff. And honestly, I've never really used this, and sometimes when I used it on the desktop part of it, it didn't work so good. It just like would skip across the screen and stuff, but right now it's working really good. But yeah, I don't see that you would ever really use this very much. I actually still just carry a keyboard in my carry-on bag, a little miniature keyboard. I can put a link below. It's just a Bluetooth one, and I'll use that as a mouse and key if I needed to. I only brought it just in case I needed to do some kind of update, just in case for the very first time, but I found that I didn't even need it. This was just, once I switched to offline mode, everything was easy peasy. So, but yeah, pretty cool. Let me see. I will just switch this back to save and exit, and it's just that easy, right? It's fast. That's what I like about it. It's very fast. Now, this is a fairly fast loading game, but I play Grid Autosport actually a lot as well over my traveling time. But anyway, I like it. These, as far as how it feels in the hand, as far as the way this goes, is it feels about the same weight to me. Although this is more comfortable and easier to touch the buttons. I like the quick access buttons here as well. Touchscreen and all that, very handy. I would say that these feel a little bit more cheap than, say, the ones on the ROG. These feel a little bit more tactile. Actually, these click more as being tactile than these. These are more silent, but these have like a softer push on it than this. This is more of a clicky, and this is more of a gentle push against. The triggers on these are too small for me. These are much bigger. These work really well. But all in all, the fit, form, and function on this, it's plasticky, right? But it feels very comfortable and doesn't get hot in my hands for long use. I think it's a little bit, like the material could be upgraded a little bit. However, when in use in my hand, it feels great. So nothing really to complain about there. I could see where people would want a little bit more, I don't know, plusher feeling material of plastic, something that had a little bit more grip on it. But this actually, with these little knurls that they have on here, seem to grip my hands pretty well. There's no extra pushing in the corners of my palms. It stays really nice and comfy, actually. So speakers are decent. They're not the best, obviously, but they are good enough to play games just by yourself and not have headphones. But obviously, once you use some headphones, you're going to get a much better sound quality. All right, so I hope this is helpful as far as looking at the Legion Go for, say, traveling. This is really what I use it for. And being that this is an 8-inch screen, I actually find myself using it more in the house to play games because it's just easier on my eyes to look at, so than the smaller 7-inch screen. But all right, leave some comments below if you like this, and leave some comments below if you don't like this. Give me your comments, share, and yeah, we'll see you later. I'm out.